Hello everyone, what is going on? I'm here, and today I wanted to do my first commentary in a little while. I do apologize for that. Lots of stuff has been going on in my personal life, so all I've really been able to do is fit in a few streams here and there. But yeah, I haven't done a commentary in a while, so I figured I'd do this one here. And I want to talk about something that I'm using in this gameplay, and that is Thorn. If you guys didn't know, Thorn is going to be returning in Rise of Iron, and yeah, they're bringing it up to year 3 light levels, which is, Rise of Iron is going to signify the start of year 3. They're not officially calling it year 3, but it is technically year 3 of Destiny. And Thorn's always been a very debated topic. I mean, at the beginning of the game, it was terrible, and then they buffed it, and it probably is the most infamous weapon possibly in all of gaming at this moment. Like, honestly, so many people know and fear the original 2-tap Thorn post buff, right? Like, that was just the most broken thing in Destiny, and that ever has been in Destiny, realistically. And obviously they've nerfed it since then. And quite frankly, after using it for about 2, maybe 3 hours, I'm gonna have to say it's not really that impressive. I mean, all the exotic hand cannons have kind of fallen off, if you guys know what I mean. Like, hand cannons in general have suffered so much with the recent nerfs to range. Range is so imperative on your hand cannons right now, especially since it's tied into basically your hit detection, is what it is. I mean, there's bloom on hand cannons now to the point where like your accuracy stat ties into your range stat. So the less range you have on your hand cannon, the less accuracy you have, and therefore the less chance you have of your bullets hitting the longer range you're engaging at. So, last word, that's why you see so many phantom bullets. Anyone who uses last word on a regular basis knows what I'm talking about when I say half of your magazine usually misses when you're using last word. It is literally a 50-50 shot as to whether you're going to melt the person or you're just gonna like shoot at them and none of the bullets are gonna do anything, and you're just shooting cotton balls at them, it feels like, right? It's the same with other hand cannons, including Thorn. I mean, yes, you have the burn ability, you have that poison effect that does keep enemies weak for a little bit longer than other hand cannons do, right? Like, it negates their recovery stat a little bit so that you can call them out through walls. When you see the ticks of damage, you can push on them more effectively. Their recovery stat, like I said, doesn't take effect for a little bit longer. And it's still an effective hand cannon, right? Like, it's the same as an Eyasluna, where if you're not facing an ultra high armor target, it's a 1-shot to the head for a 3-shot kill, right? Like, you just shoot them once in the head and twice in the body, and it's a 3-shot kill as long as you get 1 headshot. And then it's a 4-shot kill with all body shots. It's just like any other Eyasluna, Finalis Peril, Lord High Fixer, any of those hand cannons. But the difference is that, honestly, it doesn't have as much range as those hand cannons when they're rolled with rifled barrel. If you have a really good hand cannon roll with rifled barrel on it in the middle column, rifled barrel is the perk that gives you more range in exchange for less reload speed. You're golden. Like, that's literally all you need on a hand cannon these days, a legendary hand cannon, to outperform the exotic hand cannons. Even Hawkmoon has issues with hit detection these days, and it's a higher range hand cannon, right? Like, if you throw Hammerforged on that thing, it's got decent range, but even so, an Eyasluna, which is the mini Hawkmoon that you can earn from Crucible, if you have rifled barrel on that still outranges Hawkmoon, and therefore it hit detects Hawkmoon. Like, it literally, like, more of the bullets register on targets than bullets do with Hawkmoon. And so hand cannons as a whole have kind of been like, they do need some kind of balancing factor, don't get me wrong, because they are realistically the only weapon set that you can use effectively in midair, right? Like, hand cannons are those guns, right? You can't shoot accurately with scout rifles in midair, auto rifles, pulse rifles. Half your bullets are gonna miss, period. Hand cannons are the only weapons that have really, really good midair accuracy, so you can jump around, and while you're still in the air, you can aim and land your shots. So they do need some kind of balancing factor to that, but at this point, it's so random as to whether your bullets hit a person or not, and it's so much based on the range of the hand cannon that it's like the main perks don't even matter anymore. All people look for is rifled barrel. Even like an Eyasluna could have the worst perks in the world. It could have surrounded, and it could have like just terrible perks, right? Like obviously, you know, there are more preferred perks, but all you really want is rifled barrel, a range upgrade, right? So it's just interesting to me because Thorn doesn't have that much range, so it's just as inconsistent as some of the other exotic hand cannons, including Last Word. It's still good, don't get me wrong. You see me doing fairly well with it here, but I honestly feel like I could do just as well, if not better, with an Eyasluna with rifled barrel on it, because more of my shots would be hitting people when I aim at them. So that's just my opinion. I also use Stormcaller in this video. Stormcaller, in my opinion, being the most powerful subclass in the game right now. Definitely overpowered in terms of its melee ability. I hope that gets a nerf in Rise of Iron. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Bungie hasn't really announced much. They said yes, there will be a weapons patch coming post Rise of Iron, which will hopefully buff low rate of fire pulse rifles a little bit, auto rifles a little bit. And we'll see how that rolls, but they haven't announced anything for subclasses. So, is Stormcaller overpowered at the moment? Yes, I believe it is. Is Thorn overpowered? No, it is not. Most people, like, there's a joke going around, post-traumatic Thorn disorder, where people still think Thorn's overpowered, even though it's been nerfed several times. And realistically, after using it, is it a good hand cannon? Yes. Is it better than some legendary hand cannons that you can roll from Crucible or whatever? Probably not, honestly. Like, it's almost even at this point with legendary hand cannons, which is odd for an exotic. I miss the days where exotics actually meant something, and I hope that Bungie can possibly bring that back with Rise of Iron, or if not with Rise of Iron, in Destiny 2. You know, it is difficult to find that balance between having an exotic weapon be all on its own, be something unique and different and powerful, and yet not having it completely dominate everything else in its area, right? Like, you know, Thorn was obviously dominant over every other hand cannon in year one when it got buffed. Like Last Word and Hawkmoon could compete with it, but Thorn was without a doubt the best weapon in the game. It is really difficult to find that balance, but right now there is no balance right there. Hand cannon, like legendaries, are actually preferred by a lot of competitive and high level players. So yeah, you know, we'll have to see, especially because like there's an artifact that negates Thorn burn even further. So that's gonna make it so you have to hit like 2 headshots in order to get a 3-shot kill. In which case, you know, you might as well just use an Eyasluna. Like, there's literally no point to using any other hand cannon. Or there's no point to using Thorn if you have another hand cannon and people are throwing that artifact on. It's literally going to be worthless. So we'll have to see what happens with that, with the artifact. We'll have to see what happens if they maybe change the balancing around on artifacts and weapons. We'll have to see. But at the moment, is Thorn overpowered? No. Stormcaller? Yes. The melee with what is it called? Amplitude, which is the perk that gives your melee the melee that has increased range, and then there's another perk that gives it even more increased range. That is ridiculous. It can literally hit you from really, really far away. I'm going to link a video down in the description. It'll be the first video up where a guy did some testing on exactly how far you can be away to hit with Thunderstrike, and it's pretty ridiculous. And so yeah, I'll link that in the video, or I'll link that video down below. You guys can go check that out. Stormcaller is also probably the best, if not the second best super in the game all around right now. I mean, obviously mayhem wise, like Golden Gun is your go-to choice, but Stormcaller is not far behind at all. It's an incredible super. Transcendence just makes you have Storm Transfer so long. It has so much more range than Blade Dance does. It is so good. So Stormcaller hopefully gets nerfed in the near future. Thorn, honestly, if anything, it needs a small buff. Not very large buff, but a small buff. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay, and I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary and my insights. Please leave a like on the video if you did enjoy, and you know, if you have any suggestions for topics that you want me to cover in near commentaries that, you know, Rise of Iron's coming up. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below, and I will be sure to answer them as best I can. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for 100 subscribers again, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.